Happening now, locals and visitors alike take over downtown Jamestown for the first stand-up performance at this year's Lucille Comedy Festival, and a Silver Creek resident is accused of obstructing emergency medical services. Plus, construction of a new women's shelter has hit a roadblock after crews discovered asbestos.
Live and on demand, this is WNY News Now.
Thank you for joining us for WNY News Now. I'm Justin Gould. Those stories and more are coming up, but first, the first stand-up performance during the 2022 Lucille Comedy Festival kicked off with the stand-up showcase last night, drawing locals and visitors alike. Our Bronson Rasmussen was on hand for the comedy show. He has more outside the Lucy Desi Museum here in downtown Jamestown. Bronson?
Justin, the 5-day festival, which historically sees thousands of people come to the Jamestown area, kicked off last night, which saw many people from the Jamestown area as well as people from outside the region.
My dad, he's doing a new thing where he'll make you guess the prices of things he bought at Costco.
The stand-up showcase drew hundreds to watch up-and-coming comedians, including locals like Chip and Jody Perkins, who are happy to see the influx of people to the area.
It's nice to see folks come to town. It's nice to see the activity in town and things happening and people moving.
Meanwhile, others like Frewsburg native Dana Norland are just happy for a night out in the town after a 2-year hiatus.
I like it. We come every year ourselves, so it's just a good thing to see it happening again.
Many from across the country are also visiting Jamestown, including Scott and Christine Poffenurge from Maryland, who came to see their daughter in Frewsburg.
It's a first for us, and it seems a pretty nice town.
In the end, most are excited to see the return of the Lucille Comedy Festival.
We haven't really gone to any events so far, but it seems like some really big names are here, so it's really exciting. I don't exactly know who's at this one, but we saw some other people are here that it's pretty cool,
Well, what's next for the Comedy Festival? Currently, many are visiting the National Comedy Center and the Lucy Desi Museum, but come later tonight at 5:30, many will be at the Regla Nave for the block party that's happening outside in preparation for Margaret Cho's show coming at 7. Later on in the week, Friday, there will be a Jeff Foxworthy show at the Northwest Arena, both at 7 o'clock and at 9:30. And then on Saturday, at 7 o'clock, there will also be the Legends of SNL, having 3 prominent actors come to the area. Reporting in Jamestown, Bronson Rasmussen, WNY News Now.
A 59-year-old Silver Creek resident is accused of obstructing emergency medical services. The Chautauqua County Sheriff's Office and Chautauqua County EMS, along with Forestville Fire Department, responded to an address on Route 39 in the town of Hanover for an emergency medical call yesterday afternoon. EMS personnel were allegedly obstructed by a bystander prior to law enforcement's arrival there. 61-year-old Scott Smith was later arrested and charged. And the Chautauqua County government has received over $1 million from state funding to better emergency communications. The allocation is part of a $100 million in funding being awarded to 57 counties across New York, with Chautauqua County getting $1.28 million. Known as the Interpersonal Communication Grant Program, the money aims to aid municipalities in enhancing their emergency response capabilities by investing in public safety communications. That funding can also further training and pay for exercises to help further emergency communications and overall first responder readiness. Construction of a new women's shelter here in Jamestown has hit a roadblock after crews discovered more asbestos than they were anticipating, hiking the final price tag for this project. However, volunteers are now coming forward to help raise money.
We have right now estimates of anywhere from $85,000 to about $250,000. It's not an inexpensive process.
The United Christian Advocacy Network, or UCAN for short, has supported the area's homeless men since 2017. They announced plans to build a women's shelter at an old factory in Jamestown last year. Construction was going well. until now.
That was the biggest hang-up, really, until we had some other individuals from the community step forth.
Since learning of the setback, locals with the Ascension Leadership Academy have stepped up to help.
Right now, we have 8 days left, and we are committed to raising $50,000, and we've already raised at least $10,000.
Using social media, volunteers have had success raising money from everyday people via a special fundraising website at alaeq.com/YouCan.
No donation is too small because everything adds up.
When complete, the new shelter would provide 85 beds specifically for women and children, helping them escape unsafe motels with crime, drugs, and sex trafficking.
That has now opened the doors for us to start this abatement process, get some things rolling, and once all these pieces really start to come into place, it's really going to snowball and move forward very quickly.
Now, once funding is secured, an abatement company hired construction expected to resume within a month or so. The full project is slated to be complete in early 2024. A new flower shop opened for business in downtown Jamestown yesterday.
3, 2, 1.
Florist and store owner Leanna Scholl, alongside her manager Dance Voigt, cut the ribbon officially opening Bloom Buddies, fresh flowers and gifts to the public. Now, for the pair, plants have always been a favorite part of their lives. So to be able to share their form of art with the world is a dream come true. In addition to selling plants and flowers, the duo hope to provide education to all who come to their store about what plants truly need.
Well, we're pretty new, but we're really excited to be here, and hopefully we can bring some unique flowers and some fun in the floral world in Jamestown.
And brighten up downtown.
And Bloom Buddies is located at 212 Pine Street, not far from us. For more info on the shop, you can check them out online at bloombuddies.net. And Dakota, I'm being told that the flower incident yesterday,
I was just about to mention that.
Goodell, that is thanks to Bloom Buddies.
Yes.
They had petals, as you saw in the video there.
Mm-hmm.
So Bronson comes back from the opening and then
if you didn't watch it, if you missed yesterday's show, go back on our YouTube channel or the Roku channel on channel 716 and go and watch it because it's pretty hilarious.
It is. It is. And you were surprised. I mean, I was
didn't
surprised.
know what the heck was going on over here.
Nobody ever runs in here. I thought something was wrong, but all was well. Just a little love from our assemblyman.
Well, I like it. Thank you very much. And something that you're probably not liking is the rain out there. Finley Lake Skycam showing you the rain, but as we've been mentioning, we need this rain, so we'll take any rain we can get here. The satellite and radar composite showing you that. We have a few little bands of rain showers moving on through. They're mainly rain showers right now. The storms are further to our south, but we are going to see some activity this afternoon. The Storm Prediction Center has basically the inland southern tier and Warren County, PA under a low-end marginal risk, a level 1 out of 5. And the main threats with storms this afternoon is really going to be heavy rain, but there could be an isolated storm or two that could contain some gusty winds. 85 was the high yesterday. Man, it was warm. 67 is where we started the day. 95 and 44 are the records. So partial sunshine, scattered showers and storms, heavy rain possible, still humid, 80 to 88 with that southwest wind. Now we've got rain chances through the next 7 days. We'll talk about it with that Ultimate Satellite Solutions 7-day later in the show, Justin.
Alrighty, Dakota, thanks as we continue another round of monkeypox vaccinations making their way here in the Empire State, and later military suicide rates, well, they're on the rise. A look at the new crisis number you can call. Stay right there. We'll be right back.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvan Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
What is going on, my New York friends? My understanding is that you're in school for a little bit longer than most people, but I got some good news for you. Where are you going to be on September 10th? In Jamestown, New York, with me at 7 o'clock at the Reglena Theater. And you can get your tickets at reglena.com, REGLENNA.com. Make sure that you grab those now. It's going to be so much fun. Jamestown, New York, September 10th. Come and have fun with me.
When severe weather breaks, one team has you covered, tracking the storms as they happen. Catch your First Defense forecast daily on WNY News Now.
Stay fire safe this summer. Only use grills outdoors, away from siding and deck railings. Clean grills often and remove grease or fat buildup. Make sure your gas grill lid is open before lighting. Have a 3-foot safe zone around grills and campfires. Keep kids and pets clear of the area. Dispose of coals after they cool in a metal can. Never leave grills, fire pits, and patio torches unattended. Learn more at usfa.fema.gov.
Brought to you by the Chautauqua Safety Village and the Jamestown Fire Department.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
A juvenile is accused of driving while intoxicated following a crash in Cattaraugus County. The sheriff's office there responded to a motor vehicle accident without injury over the weekend on the 219 in Great Valley. Deputies say a young male juvenile was identified as the driver of the car. After speaking with him, he was placed under arrest for driving while intoxicated. He was later issued an appearance ticket before deputies said he was turned over to his mother's care. And New York State is distributing another round of monkeypox vaccinations to local health departments. The announcement comes from Governor Kathy Hochul Wednesday, who said the state will be distributing over 11,800 vaccines. If you remember, last Friday, health officials announced they plan to send around 110,000 additional doses to New York State and to the city. Those eligible to receive a monkeypox vaccination are people with recent exposure to the virus or who might be at high risk of exposure. That virus is transmitted primarily through close physical contact. Recent cases are mostly among men who have sex with men.
As you know, we announced a declaration of emergency, and here's why. We're seeing higher cases. You can see them across the state, about 1,617, growing quickly.
So far, no local cases have been reported here in Chautauqua County. According to a new report by the Department of Defense, suicide in the military community is at an all-time high. It's been rising since 1938, since the September 11th attack 21 years ago. More than 30,000 members of the armed forces have taken their own lives. Those numbers are a cause for concern. Erie News Now's Mike Ruzzi has more.
Been around a couple of suicides. And you just have a what-if situation.
John Williams is the former Erie County Veterans Affairs Director, and he served in Vietnam.
You have to have a connection. You know, if you lose that, I think people are wandering around and hopeless.
There are a number of programs available to local veterans in need of help.
Crisis intervention and suicide prevention being one. Of course, that's I'm involved with crisis intervention, and it's just a really impactful. And the suicide prevention team is very essential and really engaging with our veterans.
And just talking things out can be a difference maker.
And I think we all have issues with that sometimes, is bearing our soul and feeling vulnerable. But I'll tell you what, when you're just real about your mental health and you're real about your crisis and you talk to somebody about it, and you know that the resources are there, and you know that people actually do care, it takes away a lot of that weight that's on the shoulders of a lot of our veterans. But communication is so impactful. And in my experience working with our veterans, it's been a delight, and it's been a wonderful thing to be able to serve those who have served this country.
Mike Ruzzi, Erie News Now.
Mike, thank you. There is a new Veterans Crisis line. You can call 988 and then press 1. There are people there on duty 24/7 a day, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The National Football League is appealing a decision to sit Cleveland Browns quarterback Deshaun Watson without pay for 6 games. The league wants a full season suspension instead. It comes after Watson was suspended for violating the NFL's personal conduct policy in meetings with massage therapists while he was with the Houston Texans. A former judge hired by the NFL and now its players union decided on Watson's punishment. She said no other player accused of nonviolent sexual misconduct had been suspended for more than 6 games. The NFL Players Association has already said it would not appeal the ruling. In Pennsylvania, lawmakers recently took a big step forward, making wastewater safer, cleaner, and more enjoyable. The new $220 million Clean Streams Fund was established last month when the budget was passed. According to the Department of Environmental Protection, 1/3 of Pennsylvania's rivers and streams are not safe for fishing, swimming, or drinking. Historically, the state's efforts to remediate waterways has focused on point sources of pollution, like wastewater treatment plants. Well, the new fund seeks to address decades of non-point source pollutions, like agricultural runoff and abandoned mine drainage, with innovative solutions like strategic tree placing and farm cooperatives.
And the whole idea is pretty simple. If we clean up our water, what happens downstream will take care of itself.
Pennsylvania is home to more than 85,000 miles of waterway that support a roughly $27 billion outdoor recreational industry and nearly 400,000 jobs. Coming up, host families, they're in need here in Chautauqua County as students from across the sea are looking to spend their academic year here in the States. Their story and how you can help. But first, a full look at our weather forecast. Stay right there. WNY News Now is back right after this.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
How prepared is your family if a hurricane shows up at your doorstep, or a flood, or a blizzard? You can't just turn away a natural disaster. That's why it's important to go to ready.gov/plan now. It has the tools and tips you need to make an emergency plan with your family. So if disaster comes knocking,
let's go.
You'll be ready to help keep your family safe.
It's just a pizza. Yes.
Make a plan today.
There's an old saying, there's no news in the newsroom. Well, it's true. The time I spend at the anchor desk is just part of my day. Most of our time is spent gathering stories in the community, stories that matter to you. We can't do it alone, and we need your help. When you see breaking news or have a news tip we should know about, drop us a line on Facebook today, email our news desk, or call our newsroom at 488-7226 so we can bring those stories straight back to you.
Right here, baby. Look. Uma.
Noah. Something more than a birthday is happening here. Once you can see it, you can help. The sooner you recognize the signs of autism, the sooner you can make a lifetime of difference for your child. Start by answering a few simple questions at screenforautism.org.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
Fast, accurate, and everyday. First Defense Weather.
Well, welcome back, everybody, and boy, it was a hot one out there. 85 is where we start. Was the high temperature yesterday. 90 was the high temperature in Warren, also in Sheffield. How about Dunkirk? 92, Fredonia, 90, in Erie, 91. So, yeah, the hot and stickies are going to be with us through a while. Now, the Noaa Drought Monitor was the new update to the Drought Monitor came out today. Of course, it's updated every Thursday, and you can see that part of the southern tier and also Erie County, Pennsylvania is not in a drought condition anymore with the recent rainfall, but lots of the area still needs more substantial rainfall, and believe it or not, we need more rain. The seasonal rain total is 5.67 inches. We should be closer to 10 inches for a seasonal rain total for the summer. That's a rainfall deficit of almost 3 3/4 inches. So we need rain around here. And we are going into a wet pattern that will help a little bit. 75 as of noon hour. We have a light rain shower at the Jamestown Airport. West wind of 8, but there's that sticky, icky, nasty dew point at 71. So it's feeling a lot more humid than that. And as I mentioned, it's a wet pattern. The chance of rain is up and away. 50% today, tomorrow, drop it down to 40, 35% Sunday. Then we kick it back up to 60%. New graphic, it's called the pool cast. For any of you who want to go out to the pool, yeah, it's going to be pool weather in terms of the temperatures, but not so much with the skies. We will have scattered showers and thunderstorms at least from today, Friday, and Saturday. But in between the showers and thunderstorms, you might want to hit the pool because it's just going to be downright humid around here. But it's going to still be humid until this cold front actually moves through. But the front's not going to produce much in the way of cooling or even less humidity, as a matter of fact. So here's the newest run of Future Scan, painting the idea of a few showers and thunderstorms through the afternoon hours. Again, we do have that marginal risk for at least a couple storms across the inland southern tier. Could be a little bit on the stronger side. Tonight, we still could see a few isolated showers and thunderstorms. Tomorrow morning for the morning commute will likely start dry, but then as we go to the afternoon hours on Friday, this is around 4 o'clock. Notice again, showers and thunderstorms popping up once again for Friday afternoon. We'll keep that in the forecast for Sunday, even though we dry out, or for Saturday, even though we dry out for Friday night. So how much rain are we picking up? Yeah, we're likely looking at an additional inch to maybe upwards of an inch and a half. Understand this is model output, so it doesn't take into account the localized heavier rain totals. So your totals will vary depending on exactly where those heavier rain bands do set up. Now the next 7 days, powered by Ultimate Satellite Solutions. So we're at 80 tomorrow, 81 Saturday, 85 on Sunday. A little reduction in the showers and thunderstorms. They come back Monday. Tuesday, not as hot, but the humidity still will be up there. Then it turns less humid, Justin. Finally a break on Wednesday.
Yeah, we definitely need it, Dakota. Thank you. Well, around the nation now, deliberations resumed today in the lawsuit to determine damages against InfoWars host Alex Jones. The jury will decide on the amount of money to award parents of Sandy Hook shooting victims. The families are asking for $150 million. Jones has already been found liable of defaming Scarlett Lewis, Neil Hilson, and other Sandy Hook parents when he called the shooting a hoax. Citing a decade of lies about mass shootings, the family's attorney told jurors in closing arguments on Wednesday that Alex Jones has to pay. Well, the U.S. Senate has voted to ratify Sweden and Finland's applications to become part of the NATO alliance. After Russia invaded Ukraine back in February, both countries announced they were interested in joining the alliance. It was an unexpected announcement, given the two nations are considered relatively neutral. This is something Russian President Vladimir Putin had been strongly against because it would add 2 additional countries to the Western military alliance. When it came down to a vote, the Senate voted 95-1. Senator Josh Hawley of Missouri voted that a lone no vote. And Senator Rand Paul of Kentucky voted present, which is neither a yes or no vote. And Senate Democrats and Republicans are butting heads over a proposed climate and tax bill. Republicans say it would ultimately hurt working families, while Democrats argue it will make big changes to the tax code while combating climate change. Our Washington, D.C. correspondent Rachel Knapp reports.
So this is really a very comprehensive and historic piece of legislation.
Last week, Senate Democrats unveiled the Inflation Reduction Act, a tax and climate deal they agreed to in closed-door negotiations. Supporters of the bill say it would raise more than $700 billion in new revenue by imposing a 15% corporate minimum tax for businesses in excess of $1 billion profits, $200+ billion getting Medicare to negotiate lower drug prices, about $125 billion from strong IRS enforcement of tax law, and more. The Democrats claim these new tax revenue streams will help pay for hundreds of billions towards energy security and climate change, as well as spend $64 billion to extend health care subsidies under the Affordable Care Act. Lastly, the bill would put $300 billion towards reducing the deficit.
Put simply, this legislation will save lives, create jobs, reduce costs.
Some economists say this bill could have a little impact on inflation, which is already at record levels now, but some argue it could benefit the economy overall. However, an analysis from the Nonpartisan Joint Committee on Taxation, they conclude that the bill would raise taxes on all households since wealthy companies would pass the 15% new minimum tax rate on consumers.
Increased taxes on the people who create jobs means you're going to have less growth, fewer jobs, and lower wages.
Republicans are strongly pushing back against this proposal.
Absolutely devastate American manufacturing, and in the process impose this tax increase on people of ordinary and modest means. It's a very bad plan.
At the Capitol, Rachel Knapp reporting.
Rachel, thank you. Democrats want to pass this as part of their budget reconciliation bill, which only needs a simple majority in the Senate, meaning 51 yes votes. But so far, not all Democrats say they'll support the legislation, so it's unclear if the bill will pass. Well, next, foreign exchange students, they're looking to head here to the States for the upcoming school year, how you can become a host family.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor.
Testicular cancer is the leading form of cancer in men aged 15 to 35.
1 in 250 men will be diagnosed with testicular cancer.
But 98% will survive if detected early.
As a survivor, I believe early detection is the key. Learn how to do a testicular self-exam and other important facts about testicular cancer at oneball4tc.com.
Catch your First Defense Forecast daily on WNY News Now.
Slow down. Slow down and move over. Move over.
When you see signs.
Lights. Vests.
Please, give us some room.
Slow down. Slow down and move over. When you need help,
it's our job
to help you.
To save you.
Despite the danger.
This
danger is real. Do your part.
Please.
Slow down. Slow down. And move over.
Move over.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
With the new school year closing in, students from all around the world are preparing for their academic future. Some of these young scholars have decided to participate in a foreign exchange program and will attend local schools right here in our area. Our Alyssa Wright joins us live in studio today with more on this program that is now in a need. Alyssa?
Justin, the Pan-Atlantic Foundation is responsible for giving these kids the opportunity to experience the American education system and finding the right homes for these students while they're here. However, there is a shortage of willing foster families and an abundance of students waiting to study abroad.
How I got into it was basically, obviously on Facebook, searching, just looking, and I happened to come across this post that says, oh, looking for host families in the area, blah, blah, blah. So I just liked the post.
There are two groups of students that can come to study in the United States.
We get them through September is usually where the first group comes, and then the second group, if they only have 5 months, they usually come in January or February, and they go through the rest of the school year.
Like most things, COVID-19 took a toll on the program. Despite being cut short in 2020, the relationships built are continuing strong.
My first student, she came obviously at the end of August. COVID hit the schools in March, I wouldn't say, and they stopped everything pretty much. So they didn't have any school from March until the end of the school year. So she hung on for a little while to see how it'd go. And she actually just came back like 3 weeks ago to visit me, so she was here for 2 weeks because we haven't seen each other for 2 years, so what an experience to have her back again.
There is an application host families must fill out before being able to take in a student.
You have to be screened, you have the background checked, all that, make sure it's a safe and family and a safe student is coming over.
For those worried about expenses, the students come with their own money.
So the only thing you basically have to provide is a room, 3 meals a day, and transportation to like their sports or to school or something like that.
The Pan-Atlantic Foundation encourages those looking to become a host family to visit their website, panatlanticfoundation.org, to learn more. Justin, back to you.
All right, that's such a cool opportunity for our local students. And yeah, you're right. School will be here in a month's time now for so many of them. Alyssa, thank you. Well, that's going to do it for us today. Of course, news continues 24/7 at WNYNewsNow.com. We'll leave you with this live look out there over Chautauqua Lake. Have a wonderful day. See you back here tomorrow for our TGIF edition, and you'll meet a brand new Pet of the Week.